Hello, everybody. It's Lotus Moon. Now, I want to, of course, start this off by saying I'm not a medical professional. I have no training in the medical field, and basically, my knowledge on what I'm about to talk about is very limited. Of course, what I'm going to talk about is the hot topic COVID-19. Now, this has been going on for a while, and I never knew how to really address it because information is changing daily. It's in the US, it's in other places, and to prevent it from spreading, of course, travel bans have been put into place, which is a good thing because, of course, we don't want it to spread anymore. But aside from that, um, most places, I believe, are also going into like a bit of a lockdown. Like right now, where I am in the US, we have a curfew. We can be out all day, but of course, we cannot be in any place that has a gathering of more than 10 people, as I've heard. So, any of like the big attractions where I am, because I live in one of the most popular cities in the US. So, anywhere that there was like heavy tourist traffic, it's practically a ghost town. All places to eat, bars, restaurants, they only do takeout now. All pretty much like probably all malls and movie theaters have been closed in efforts to contain the coronavirus so it doesn't spread anymore. Um, and like I said earlier, there's a curfew in effect. So if I went out right now, I could be out all day, but I cannot, not just myself, but like no one can be out between the hours of 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. I think it's either that time or like an hour late for both. Like information is always changing. So between the internet and news on TV, information is like always changing. So really, for like the first time since forever, my block, which is normally very noisy while recording, because I record during the day, was dead quiet at night. That's something I have hardly ever heard. Like the only time I hear it that quiet is like when I'm off on like vacation somewhere. But anyway, um, so I feel these bans and these restrictions being put into place is a good thing because, of course, um, we need them because we don't want this to spread any more than it already has. Because that would be the worst thing ever. This is being listed as a pandemic. Now, I am not 100% sure if I can categorize it as that, even though I did say it's here in the US and it's in a few other countries as well, I believe. Good Lord. It's affected my, well, it hasn't completely affected my daily life, just like any future plans I may have had. So, where I am, it's being debated whether or not to put um, where I'm located on a lockdown. I think it was supposed to be like I think it's like between like the next 48 hours the decision is supposed to be made, but I'm not even sure. Like there's so much conflicting talk as to what's going to happen. So like I really don't know if it's going to happen or not. If it happens, then that means um I probably will not be able to make videos as often as I would like to, as I would definitely be in quarantine. Well, maybe not quarantine, but like lockdown mode with my parents for like a couple of weeks. So, Well, I could probably make update videos like this. I cannot, for instance, make clock videos because my parents don't really know I read that stuff. But anyway, in all seriousness, I would not probably be able to record as often as I like because I have a feeling that my mother, since me, her, and my dad would all be together, locked up for a bit, she'd find some way for us to spend that time together doing something more productive, potentially. That's not to say that she would be tyrannical and have me completely put my channel on hold and everything. She would just use the time more productive so that we can be together as a family. But like I said, it hasn't been decided if the lockdown will happen. If it does happen, that means, of course, my parents don't go to work. I cannot go and hang out with my friends like I would like to. There will be no transportation out anywhere unless you drive yourself. But even if you did, you likely wouldn't. I likely wouldn't be able to go anywhere. Like right now, as slightly ashamed as I am of this, I cannot drive yet. So my main transportation is public transportation, which also carries its own risk because you don't know who could be sick in on the bus or the train. And if they cough and don't cover their mouth, that just spreads out through the whole car. And if they cough into their hand and then touch something and you touched it right after and you don't know it, then you're immediately probably sick and you don't know it because the coronavirus takes about 14 days in your system before showing up. And that's not a really reassuring thing to know because as of right now, the only health problems I've had this year was catching a cold, then a flu, and then potentially like a mild cold because I've been sick consecutively for like probably the last month. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But it was a cold that turned into the flu. I got better, and then I got like a mild cold, which didn't affect me too much. It just messed up my voice, so I wasn't able to record like I wanted to. And even now, I'm still clearing my throat because, well, I'm not sick. There is still some residual effects in my throat that make it a bit hard for me to record certain voices. So my voice will either crack or completely give out on me or completely mess up a bit. So it makes it a little hard for me to record, but I still am able to work. But all that rambling aside, I do hope all of you are safe, and of course, I hope you take the required necessary steps in order to prevent the spread of this virus. So, of course, the most important thing, number one, keep your hands clean. Like, of course, if you have it, like in a small bottle, carry hand sanitizer. It doesn't matter like what brand. Carry hand sanitizer with you at all times. Carry two bottles even. That's what I do. If you cough into your hand or you sneeze into your hand and you like have a tissue, of course, wipe. If you like got spit or whatever on your hands, wipe that off. And of course, find some way. If you're not near a garbage can at that moment, like once you get near a garbage can, toss that tissue away, pull out your hand sanitizer, and sanitize your hands. And to be extra careful when you get somewhere that you can wash your hands very thoroughly for at least 20 seconds. That's very important because that should kill any germs on your hands. And of course, this goes without saying for the next thing. If you cough or you sneeze, cough somewhere it shouldn't affect you or others too much. Cough into your sleeve or cough into, like, if you're wearing a coat, I know this will probably feel wrong, cough into your coat. And when you take it off, if you got like Lysol wipes or whatever near you, wipe down the area that you coughed at. Like, kill the germs immediately. Of course, next, and I guess this goes for pretty much everyone, social distancing. Like, if you're out and about, keep at least 6 feet, I believe, between you and others. And of course, for me, like I said, I believe earlier, any place that was like overpopulated with tourists or like people on daily grind or whatever, on like a daily grind or whatever, is practically a ghost town. So there's like almost no one out and about in these areas, as far as I know, because every time I see a news report, it's practically a ghost town. So yeah, practice social distancing. If you're in your own home, of course, um, this likely can't happen because you're around everyone. So if you can, keep yourself in your room. If you have to come out, of course, that's fine because you're at home. You're in a safe place where you shouldn't be affected too much or at all, actually. If you do go out and you have a face mask, of course, wear it. If you don't, then I've seen people get like really creative, like use um like their scarves or whatever to cover their faces so that they don't like um get sick or probably even spread their germs. But even that's not like really probably safe. So like if you can like get a face mask that should cover up your mouth area, then get it and wear it. But that's only if you can do it, of course. And then of course, there's been a lot going on with this virus, so people have been going crazy, grabbing up supplies constantly. Please, if you and your family need supplies, and there's probably a good calm moment where you can get them, please get the supplies that you need, be it medicine, hand sanitizer, if any are available, because people are going crazy with the hand sanitizer. Um, Food, perishables, anything that you would need. Get it, but don't like overstock to the point where like there's nothing left for someone else. Panicked buying is not the right way to go about this. And then of course, as anyone would do in this day and age right now, if you feel like you're coming down with something, like you're getting sick, then do what you can and take yourself to a doctor and get checked out because, well, I don't exactly know all of the symptoms of the virus. I would hate for any of you, whether your immune system is weak or not, to catch this because this virus has taken so many lives. I would hate for any of you to fall victim to it. Aside from all of that, I think that's probably all I have to say. This virus has affected so many people in different ways. It's affected daily life because everyone's in complete panic mode. Most people are calm, like myself. A lot of people are like ignoring all the signs, which is not a good thing because God forbid something happens. But my overall thing to say is please, please, please keep yourselves informed on this virus. Be it from like stuff you see from the CDC, stuff you see on the news. Keep yourself informed on what's going on. Listen to your respective governors, mayors, whoever, when they give updates on this, on what to do and what not to do. Please stay safe, everyone. This is going to be a trying time for humanity, but hopefully it doesn't last too long. Let's just all hope and pray for each other's safety. And also hope that there could be a vaccine that could help out with this. I'm Lois Moon, and after this very long video, or rather, this very long ramble slightly. I do hope you all have a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are, every pony. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay well informed. Good night.
Support me on Patreon and Ko-fi. Links in the description. Thanks for listening and be sure to subscribe. Good night, every pony.